Hi, this is Pam Morin, Creative Memories Independent Advisor, and I am in the middle of getting ready for a craft show this weekend. And my scrapbooking room looks like a tornado hit it. So I thought I would just take a little break and work on a page. I just got my Black Friday bundles over the weekend, and there is a challenge out on the Creative Memories blog to use these bundles. And so I'm going to make that page and submit my entry and see if I win a prize. But in the meantime, I'm going to have fun doing it. And I thought I would share that with you guys. So let me show you which layout it is, and we'll get started. So give me just a sec. I'm going to start my video. Give me just a sec. Here we go. And while we're doing that, I'm going to just have my there we go, so that you can have a good view of what I'm working on. So this is the layout that is out on the blog for the, get the name right here, the blue and gold paper pack. So this is one of the Black Friday paper packs that you can earn by spending $160, and you could pick this blue and gold paper pack. And so that's the one I'm working on tonight. And this is out on the blog. This is the challenge for blue and gold. So you can see they've got several of the designs laid out in this layout, and then it's got 4 pictures down the center and a couple clusters around the pictures. So very easy layout. You could easily, have more pictures in several of these areas. So if you like to have a lot of pictures on your page, you definitely can have that option with this layout. So this is the sketch for the layout. And as you can see, there's a border up here, and then there's the strips of paper all down here. There's another border down here, cluster, cluster, cluster. So same, what we just saw in the example. Okay, so that's what we are going to be making tonight. Okay, and then I printed out the instructions, which are always so helpful. And, these can be customized however you want to customize them. Sketches are just a suggestion, just to get your creativity going, get your thoughts, get you thinking of ideas. So the instructions say to use the powder blue Ditzy floral paper for the base of this layout, which is actually this one, this really faint pattern. It's just so hard to see. Maybe you can see it there. If I get that in the shadow there. There's a very faint pattern of white on this paper. But when I look at the example, the only part of this paper that you see, because you're going to cover it all up with these strips all the way down, is this little 1 inch at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with a piece of white cardstock, and then I'm just going to cut strips all the way down and put it on my white cardstock, because that way I'm not to me, wasting all of this paper. I can use it on another layout. Okay, so I'm going to start with white. And this is one of my cover pages from one of the designer paper packs that I've used up, the Seaside. So like I've said before, you can use those. They are totally safe for pictures. They're acid-free and lignin-free, just like all the other Creative Memories paper. So I'm going to start with that. So in the instructions, it says, use a piece of powder blue for your base. Then step number 2, from the grid dot paper, cut a 12 by 1.5 strip, which I've already done. Here's the grid paper. Ooh, wrong way. I don't know if you can see the grid design in that, but that's the grid. And according to the example, that grid pattern is at the bottom. So that will go down there at the bottom. I'll just start laying it down on my paper. Okay, as I cut them. So then that's my grid paper. So then from the foiled confetti dots, you want to cut, from the foiled confetti dots, the champagne gold foiled leaves, and the navy foiled roses papers, or any 3 pattern papers that you like, you want to cut 12 by 3 strips. But if you wanted more strips on your layout, just like it shows in here, because this in the sketch it shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to do that, you could cut your strips to be 12 by 1.5, just like we just did for this grid. You could cut them all to be 1.5 and have 1.5 strips all the way up your paper. I'm going to do the 12 by 3, and I've already cut the foiled confetti dots and the champagne gold foiled leaves, which I love the name of that, champagne foiled. Okay, so we're going to lay that strip, then we're going to lay that strip. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, and then let's see what else. The champagne gold foiled leaves and the navy foiled rose. Okay, so I have that one over here. I haven't cut that one yet. And I want to make sure my roses are going to be in the right direction. I am directionally challenged, so I'm going to make sure I cut like this so that my roses are in the right direction at 3 inches. And then I'll lay that up here. Perfect. And then we are going to do, let's see, we've got our navy, our foiled confetti dots, champagne gold foiled leaves, navy foiled roses. And then since I used the white cardstock, I need to cut another inch up here of paper. So I can use the paper that they suggested as using for my base. And I think I will. I think I like that one. So I will just cut an inch. Just make sure that we got 3, 3. Yeah, let's make sure that's, yep, 1.5 inches. All right. There we go. So now now I have the rest of this paper to use for something else instead of using it as the base for this. All right, so there's my other piece for that. And so then I just need to lay those down, adhere those to my base. Okay, and that's what I will start doing now with my tape runner. I don't use a lot of adhesive on, they say like a dime's width, maybe even less than that. It does not take a lot. with this adhesive. And a piece sticking out over the edge there. Just line them up. Take your time. I feel like this paper is a little bit longer than 12. So I'm gonna turn this way, and I'm gonna line it up on this edge. And then I can trim the other edge, anything that's extra. Another good thing about this adhesive is I can redo. Even though it's not the repositionable, it does usually come up pretty well. Okay. And then I'll do this foil. I don't even know which way they had them. Let's see, I have them right. And then they did. And if you have any little pieces sticking up that you want to lay flat, that's a good time to use your repositionable. Just to lift up a corner that's not laying down the way you want it to. Gently roll on some of the, like this one right here. I've got one sticking up over here. Let me grab my repositionable. I can just lift that up and put some underneath there. There we go. Get that corner to lay flat, nice and flat. Okay, and last piece. Okay. Pretty. Okay, I do have a little, just a slight edge there. So I'll just use my guides here, part of this trimmer, so that I can get a really thin cut here. There we go. All right, good deal. Okay, so here they are all laid out on the paper, looking good. So let's just take a look at the sketch real quick. So here are all of my strips of paper going across, and then it has 4 pictures going up. Let's check the instructions. Actually, it's talking about, okay, so we adhered all the strips to our base, and then it says use the diagonal plaid border punch to punch borders from the champagne and tan stripes paper. Champagne and tan. I'm going to have to grab that real quick. I did not lay that one out, so let me grab my pack of paper here. So champagne and tan. I think it's this one. Yes. Champagne and tan. stripes. Okay, I believe it's this one. It's hard to tell in this picture. I believe they're talking, oh no, I'm sorry, they're talking about this. This is what they punched out right here. Champagne and tan stripes. No, this can't be it then. Let's see. This one? Actually, this one. Okay. So, now we don't have they're talking about the diagonal border punch that comes with the Black Friday bundle for blue and gold, and that has not come in yet. So what I chose was this older punch that also has that diagonal in it, that look of plaid. So I'm going to use that one. And they have their, so let's see if I can get this right. All right, so we're going to cut 2 of these. This looks pretty. I knew I liked this gold. Just gorgeous. That's going to look really pretty. You know, you just have to take your time. Sometimes these more intricate punches, you just have to help them through. Sometimes they will get caught in there, so you just have to pull them out and then gently push them back in. There's no rush. Just make sure you've got it against the guide as you're punching, and it should come out beautifully. There we go. And I do like that. That looks really pretty. I don't know if that's hard to see against my black mat there, so really pretty. All right, so we need 2 of those because we need a border at the top and a border at the bottom. So I'm going to cut another one. I just don't think I got the right paper, but that's okay. We can use any patterns we want. You can use any paper you want. That's the whole idea of sketches. That it gives you an idea and you run with it. You take a look at it and you think, okay, I'm going to do it this way. I like this better. I like this paper better. I like this pattern better. You know, everybody has their own style. And that's what makes it fun. Okay, so there we go. I've got my 2 borders ready to go. Get these scraps out of the way. And you know, I say scraps, but a lot of ladies will use these because look at that. Those are little, they look like little mountains, little triangles. You can use that for something. And then there's some squares in there. Yeah. Those are good to keep and use for other things. I don't like to waste. Okay. All right, so I've cut my borders from the paper. Oh, champagne and tan, navy stripes paper, and bronze shimmer solid cardstock. Oh, that's the bronze shimmer. Bronze shimmer. Okay, so they're doing 3. Okay, so in their example, they have 3 of those cut because here's 1, 2, 3. Okay. I was thinking this was a pattern paper. All right, you know, sometimes it just takes a minute to get caught up there. So they did one out of bronze too. So they actually cut 3 of those. So let's just lay it out here. Let's take a gander at this. So they've got one down here, which I love this against that blue. And then they've got one right here on the light color. Pretty. Maybe that was the right paper. Maybe not. I don't know. No, I think it is. It's just the pattern's different because it's not the same bunch. Okay, and then they cut out a bronze to lay right there. All right, and I have my bronze cardstock, so I need one more. We're going to make it, ladies. We're going to make it. It's all going to work out. All in the process. And this bronze shimmer, who knew how much I would love this and how many times I would use this? I'm almost out and have to get more again. It goes with so many of our collections, and it's just a great highlight. That's why I like looking at these sketches too, because they just come up with things that I just wouldn't come up with. You know, we're all creative, but you know, we can learn so much from others too. So, all right, I'm digging it, man. So there we go. We got our 3 borders that we're using. I really like this. Okay, and then our pictures go down the center. So I've already got 2 of my pictures ready to go. And they want you to cut your pictures to be 4 by 3 and then adhere them. Okay, so you're going to have 4 by 3, and the easiest way to get the exact size of a picture is to use these photo trimming templates. They are really cool. It's a pack of 4 templates. And it comes with a 2 by 2 square, a 4 by 4 square, and a 3 by 3 and a 4 by 3. So you can lay that on your picture and get that exact measurement. So just a template to help you out, make it easier to trim your pictures when you need that exact size. Okay. And you know, before we move on to the pictures, I'm going to go ahead and adhere these down. And I'm going to use repositionable because it does have those intricate pieces, and I can just run this right along there. I could put some bigger adhesive on the bigger squares if I wanted to, on the diamonds, which I think I will. I'll just put one little section on each of those, okay? And then put that down. This wherever you want it to go, wherever you think it looks good. I didn't have it quite at the edge, like right on the edge, but just so you could see a little piece of that underneath it. And then you just rub and you get all of that extra adhesive off, and it's perfect. And then once it lays there, it does become permanent. So it's not going anywhere. All right, let's do the second one. I'll do the little squares here first. Grab my repositionable. Do some there in the middle, just so things lay flat. Okay, and then this one goes, this dark one goes on the light champagne. And again, I'm going to put it up just slightly so that you have a little bit of it underneath. My big piece of this sticking up here. There we go. And last but not least, bronze. Bronze shimmer. Sometimes you just gotta shimmer. I'm doing it on cardboard because it has the tendency to stick to my mat and not brush off easily. So be repositionable. So I just do it on a piece of cardboard. This is a mat I got off of Amazon. So, all right. Beautiful. I just love it. Okay. Now that we've got those down, let's get the pictures down. And I have 2 of them cut. I think I need to do this. Okay. And so I need to cut the other 2. I haven't cut those yet. Let me move this off to the side here. All right, so these are my other 2 pictures that I'm going to use. And I didn't even notice when I was picking out my pictures, I was actually looking at the flowers in my in the tablecloth there. But then I noticed that my granddaughter, big glare. Whoa, her shirt, sorry, her shirt says love, and that love is in the gold metallic. So that goes so well with this paper. It just worked out perfectly. All right, so now I'm going to lay my template on my picture. And what I like to do is I like to use my mat. And I get my picture straight on my mat, my grid lines. And then I lay this little guy on top of here and get that straight. And just make sure that everything is in the picture that I want to be in the picture. So I'm not cutting off anybody's head, and I have the cake on the table, and that looks pretty good to me. You could use some repositionable on this and put it down, because you're just going to rub it right off when you're done. That would keep it in place. I'll just hold it, and then you just take a pencil and just make a line across your picture. And don't worry, you're not going to see it. It will come off. You can erase it, but you're going to cut right on it, so you won't even see it. Okay. And then the best tool for this is your personal trimmer, because you know that as long as you can see one of the lines, because it is real faint, the pencil line is real faint, but I can see it right here. So I know if I get that piece lined up and my picture's up against the guide here, then I know I'm going to get a straight cut and we'll be good. So it's firm up against the back, and then I'll cut. And then here I can see my pencil line right there. And it's firm up against there, and I cut. So looks pretty good. I'm off maybe by an 1/8 of an inch, I think. But that's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't have to be perfect. It just does not have to be perfect. Just has to be fun and bring you joy when you're doing it. And when people are looking at it. Okay, I need to raise that up a little bit because I'm cutting off a head. Well, part of the top of the head. And I'd rather have the head than the full piece of plate of cake. So you're good. All right. done. And there we go. Now they don't have photo mats. They are just putting their pictures. That's good. They're just laying their pictures down directly on the page. They're not putting any photo mats behind them. So singing, singing, blowing out the candle. There we go. All right, let's put those down. And I'm going to turn my paper. I just like to get this lined up. Make sure my paper's straight on my mat. There we go. So I line up this first one pretty good. The rest of them should follow suit. And it's easier for me to line them up when I turn my paper sideways. So just need to put a little bit of adhesive. I like to do the four corners in the middle. It's just something, it's just my way of doing it. So I just put a little bit in each corner. And then line up my picture. And last one. Let's see, this way, if you get the first one straight, then you just butt all the rest of them up against it. Okay, now I am hanging over a little bit. I can see that. So one of my pictures probably just was longer. So no worries. That's what these handy dandy little sight lines are for on your trimmer. You can get right on that. Cut that right off. There we go. Just have to have the right tools. All right. Okay. Cool. So let's look back at the sketch. So we did our borders, we did our pictures, we did all the strips of paper. So now they have cluster, cluster, cluster. So now fun, fun, fun. And they did on this side, the cluster is a journaling box. So let's look at their example. They've got a happy and a flower and some leaves. They've got a little bejeweling down here. They've got their journaling box and some more, another leaf and another bejeweling. Some ladies don't like to use the jewels on scrapbooking pages since they do stick up. They worry about it causing a dent in the pages below or around it. I use them. I like to use the jewels. It just makes them look pretty. So let's pick out a journaling box. And I think actually I am going to follow what they did because that's going to fit in, I think. I may need a smaller one. I may need a smaller one because my picture, I don't think it'll cut too much off. Let's see if that one doesn't work. I could always tuck it behind there too. So yeah, I think I will need to use that one. And I am going to do a happy because we are singing happy birthday. Okay. So all these other beautiful embellishments. Okay. So if I don't want to, I got a couple choices. I have a couple choices. I could put it down farther. Maybe that's one choice. I could cut part of the journaling off on either end. So let's say if I wanted to put it up here, it does hang over the side a little bit here. I could always cut that off. That would look fine. I could try and tuck it under the picture, and then that would cover up quite a bit of that. So I think I don't want to do that. Let's think about this. So if I do my happy, let's look back at their example. So their happy is right here on these two. And then they have a flower and they have a leaf. Flowers over a little bit. There we go. And then down here they have one of the leaves like this. And they have a little flower right there. There's that little guy right there. We have that one kind of tucked in there. Something like that. And a jewel. And then over on the journaling, they just have a leaf. And I just wonder if maybe, oh no, there it is. They have that leaf. Okay. So I think it would be okay to move it from down here to down here. My pictures, I didn't put them over far enough, I think is what's happened. But that's okay. It's all good. I could move my journaling box over to the other side. Do a cluster down here. Put my journaling box over here. I could do that too. And I think I don't know, this is kind of big and this is kind of big, so I think I will put it over on the other side. I will just move it up. No worries. It is all good. Just checking out another journaling box in case I want to use a square. No, I don't like the square. Okay, let's do that. Let's go for it. Let's just do it. Okay. So they have theirs kind of like this. I think I will put it right here. I think that'll work. And I'll just trim that little piece off. Okay, now the happy, I'm going to put that on some foam squares because I want that to stand out a bit. So we're going to put Mr. Happy up here. And then I think actually they had this flower on foam squares, so I'll do the same. Do some more foam squares with the flower, and then I'll do the leaves flat. And the leaves, I think I'm just gonna zip some repositionable on it, because again, they have the thin area, and sometimes those tear or bend easily. So there we go, and we're going to put that little guy right there. Awesome. And then we've got another little guy down here. It's going to kind of go in behind that picture. And then this flower, they may have had that up on some foam squares, actually. Oh, and actually they did, they put a border there. Okay, hold. They did this little guy right here. And did they do that little guy at the top too? Yes, they did. Okay, we've got another little thing we've got to put on here. And that's fine. We just did this with repositionable, so we are okay. We can gently lift that up. If you have your multi-purpose tool handy, this is a great use for that. To slide your multi-purpose tool underneath there. Pull it on up. Okay, and what we'll do is we will just sneak this under here. And then we'll just use our scissors to trim that off. There we go. And then we'll use this and sneak this guy under here. And trim that off. I hope you guys are having a good evening, and maybe this motivated you to sit down in your craft room and start thinking about a page that you want to work on. That's always good. Look at that. We're going to be able to use one border for all of that, and then I'll use the other border for the rest. We need that little piece somewhere, and I won't need all of this one either. Let me just do a little measurement here. I think right about there. There we go. Didn't have to peel all that off. Ooh, getting a little crazy with my page. I may have to lift this. Oh, no, I think I'm good. I don't have any foam. Oh, no, wait a minute. Yeah, I do have one right there. I need to lift up a bit more. Take my foam square up a little. There. That will make it easier. Let's start here. And we'll just tuck that underneath there. There we go. And now let me turn the picture over. Fix my beautiful flower. Okay, so there we go. So we added our border there, and since I already took this one up, I'm going to put this on foam squares. Just rub off the repositionable that I put on there. Comes right off, which is one of the great things about it. And then I'm going to use the little bitty foam squares here. I think this is going to look cute. Get some of this adhesive out of the way. Okay, perfect. And now we're going to lay that guy back down here. And we're going to tuck the bottom of him under the picture. And then this little guy is going to be laying under there. I think what I'm doing wrong is I'm laying this one too low. I'm not giving the other one enough room here. Okay. So move this guy up to there. There we go. And then this guy goes down like this so that you can see more of the leaves. There we go. Okay. So I use repositionable on this. Well, I can use the big enough for this. And then they kind of lay together at their bases. And there's a bejewelin, bedazzle, and it's a gold one. And maybe that size. Once I take these out of the packaging, then I just put them in my sort and stash binder because trying to get those back in is not fun. I mean, I think it could handle a big size, but actually I think I used a round one, didn't I? Yep. Let me just gently peel that off. Cute. A little jewel. Kind of have little jewels. Okay, and then on this side with my journaling, we have a little leaf that we're adding. Just as another little blingy bling right there. And then this jewel, I'm going to use a smaller one on this side. I have a little jewel right here. Okay, and that's it. So we did our borders, we did our strips of paper, we cut all of those, we laid those all down, and then we did our borders with our border maker, or with our border punch. We did 3 of those. Then we should have put these borders down here, the border stickers going across the top and across the bottom. And then we did then you do the pictures, and then you do your 3 clusters. Looking good. Yeah, so now I'll take a picture of this and I will put it out on the Creative Memories Virtual Crop group and have a chance to win a prize. So thanks for hanging with me, you guys. This turned out really well. I'm really happy with this. And I think my daughter will be too. This is her birthday, so I think this looks beautiful. Well, have an awesome evening, ladies. It was great hanging out with you, and I will talk with you soon. Happy scrapping. Bye.